out like I'm Dolph, I'm moving keys with a Glock. Gotta keep the trap clean, I'm pushing peas with a mop. We don't do the debit cards, all my pockets filled with knots.
What up, guys? Welcome back to the Beard Bros Podcast actual set. Hope you guys missed us. We did miss last week, but if you did miss us, drop a like, subscribe if you haven't. Sorry about the 1 week mess. We were busy. We were coming back from Roswell. I was getting ready for this past weekend, Memorial Weekend. A lot of excuses, nothing worthy of missing a video or a week, but it happens from time to time. We didn't want to just put something out either that you probably would have been like, well, what is this crap? Like, I kind of felt that way with the road podcast. It was kind of pushed out there.
Kind of half asleep.
Yeah, like it was early in the morning heading back to Cruces. So we do apologize for that. We do expect better from ourselves, as well as I expect you guys to expect better from us. So please be patient with us. We are doing our best that we can. With that being said, I want to start with this just because that's where I want to start, at least for now. So this past weekend, I hope you guys were either some part associated or you seen or acknowledged the new AKA Hike It and Spike It. They call it Glory Days. The way they put it is Sling It and Fling It. I was out there participating. Shout out the Elite Eight. Matt Cedillo, Elias, Manny, Freddie, Matt Salas, and Andrew. So, Andrew, I hope you're doing well, man. He did get hurt on the semifinals game, but I just want to say shout out to them. Thank you guys for trusting me. I know it was probably hard on you guys to let someone of all positions play quarterback that wasn't able to go out there and practice with you, run any plays, get any kind of scrimmages in.
Not only that, you haven't played in 3 years, guys. He hasn't played the quarterback position.
Yeah, because COVID, last time I played was 2019. We won the championship. 2020, COVID. And then 2021, they still didn't have it, but that was the year I tore my Achilles. So I was in that league, and I tore my Achilles in 2020. So then 2021, they didn't have it again. 2022, I could have played last year, but I didn't. I didn't want to play.
I don't think you had, like, the itch for
I didn't really have any reason, but then, like, I'll be honest, my boy Philippe had asked me to play with him and Martin and them, and I said no. And I was like, I'm just done. I'm not going to play. Well, as you guys know, what happened, months and months ago, almost a year now, I went out there for them. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen my jersey. I'll show it right here, right now, just really quick. But you guys can see, I went a whole different route. I went with the initials of everybody. Ty, Dave, and Philippe went with their numbers. I think I got Felipe's number wrong. I didn't say anything, and no one said anything to me.
Yeah,
but
I think he was 6.
I think he was 6 because everyone else was rocking it. But I could have sworn I asked Martin and he told me 8. But I don't remember. It doesn't matter. None.
It don't matter, yeah.
To me, it wasn't about being the number doesn't matter. It was the representation that I had. And so I hadn't been out there in like 4 years almost.
Like, actually out there. Because, like, the league was cool, but
I only played 1 week. The second week I tore my Achilles.
Yeah.
So I had torn both my Achilles prior, to come. And so, yeah, shout out to everybody from the squad to say, hey, we're trusting you.
Yeah.
Like,
win, lose, or draw, he's our best option at this point.
Yeah, like, we're going to give you here's, grab the bull by the horns, and either you're going to ride it or you're going to fall off, and we're all going to fall with you. And I appreciate it, and I'm more than thankful to, like, my Lord and Savior, to say the least, because without him, I don't think I couldn't have done anything that I did this past weekend. I'm not here to glow or anything. I just know that I contributed enough for us to not just kind of win, but we went out there and spanked some ass. Like, we went 6-0. No game was really close. Maybe the semifinals, but even then, we won by double digits. Like, only game that we went to the final seconds of the game. Shout out Nava and them. You guys are young. Y'all got a lot to learn, especially just I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Like I guess respect. Like the way I'll put it out there is they lacked respect for us, whether it was the competitive nature of them or it was the fact that they were younger. We were short because we had already lost Manny early in the tournament, and then we lost Andrew the game before. Yeah. So we were already shorthanded. They knew we were tired. They were younger, faster. Stamina was probably way better. That just got all blown away. And literally, I think we played 8 minutes. We won in 8 minutes.
Yeah, like 25-minute quarters, don't they?
They're 15.
Oh, you beat them
15 halves.
You beat them in
8 minutes we beat them. Oh, yeah. And the only reason I know that is Brandon Williams came up to me and he was like, hey, bro, y'all still had almost 6 minutes left.
What the?
And I was like, for real? And he's like, yeah, y'all, you didn't even get close to halftime. I was like, damn. And so, nonetheless, I don't want to go too far, but I just want to say I didn't know what to say or where I was going to say it, but this is where I know I love saying things, and those true followers will hear it. I just love that game, but as I told everybody out there, and I'll say it one last time, that day, that moment after, I had my white horse outside the gates in the parking lot, ready to ride off in the sunset, and that's what it is. I'm done officially. I think I've officially done all I can do in that sport. Maybe I'll coach, but
If you come back, you have to rock the number 4.
why?
You're like Brett Favre. If you come back, you
Nah.
gotta rock 4.
This was
You gotta rock
this
the
was
4.
like the Michael Jordan.
Okay.
Like, I had done everything. I walked away for a little while, and then I came right back, and I did it again. But I'm not going to do it again and then go make a fool of myself. This is the perfect time. Like, you know how they all... Like, Tom Brady, I think, retired 1 year too late. He should have retired after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I get what he feels. It's like...
You got it. You just won the Super Bowl.
Like, you just won the championship, and nobody stood in the way. There wasn't a team that was close to you. And if that was the best competition in that area, yes, we could travel. But I just don't think that's where I want to be right now. Like, I did it for these guys on my back, but that was the only thing that had me really ready. Like, I had been getting ready. I'd been hitting the gym, cardio. I may not have looked like it, but I guarantee you I would have not left that field. Barring a big injury, I would not have left that field. When Elias got hurt and I had to go in at rush, it was going to take me a moment to get ready, but I would have been ready for that championship game if I had to play rusher in the championship game. So it was...
That was crazy. That would probably been a closer game. Because you retired. All of y'all would have been tired.
Oh, we would have been gassed. We were already kind of gassed. I could see it in my guys. It's like...
If that was those fools running straights every time, making y'all...
Well,
run.
the one time they did it, they burned us.
Y'all just run straights because y'all are 4. Y'all going to have to run with them.
Yeah, we either run with them or we commit a penalty or something. And I think Elias had committed one pass interference deep. But, yeah, it was like, hey, bro, I'm cool with that. Don't let them score. Like, it's only 5 or 10 yards. Like, yeah, they're going to get a little closer to the first down, but you're not letting them score. Yeah. Like, yeah, that sucks, bro. You fouled. But at the end of the day, we're keeping points off the score. So, like I said, there's a lot I could go into. Maybe one of these days we'll bring on Salas or Cedillo or something. We can sit here and talk about it. But for now, that's all I want to say is it felt, I'll say this one felt almost as good as the one that I got after I had went into a drought. Like, I had won early, like a few, and then I went into like a slump of like, I don't know, like 4 years or so where I didn't win any. And then when it was like Rich, Cedillo, Salas, our first go around, we won. We went 5-0 or whatever. We won easily. And what's it called? So that one felt good, but this one just felt a little bit like that first one, like after not winning for so long. So
My initial question, do you think Mr. Glory Days could go bigger and better than High Kick ever could? After their second event, do you think they could do it? And what do you think?
There's potential. Okay, so there is potential there. Now, just from from a observer perspective, this one was smaller than last year. Now, I think the reason for that was last year was like everybody missed Hike It. You know what I mean? Like everyone's like, oh, I'll come back. I'll play again. Like, I want this. Like, why did they take Hike It? They were like almost protesting against like the Hike It people that took away Hike It. So they were like, I'm going to show you we'll still have a big event, which it was somewhat decent for as short of a time and for considering they weren't Hike It anymore. This year was smaller, which is a little bit disappointing. Now, I don't know the numbers. To me, it looked smaller, especially outside the fence. There was like next to no fields. I know one of the youth teams, our youth brackets, were only 3 teams. So that to me is disappointing. Now, there's room for improvement. If I were to say anything, I would say this. You have to, one, make better prizes like awards for at least third through first. Those 3 positions are very important for any bracket. I don't care if you're the top men's like us or you're the bottom youth kiddos. Those matter. Like, awards do matter. They're fulfilling after a very stressful, long, you put in time, effort, practice, all this stuff. To walk away almost with nothing, it's kind of like,
Yeah, especially when you get injuries like, I heard there was a few injuries that had to get carted off.
Yeah, like there's
Andrew got hurt.
Andrew got hurt.
Everybody's sunburned. It's like those. It's not. This is a little thing. I think it's like, oh, now I have something to show for my blood, sweat, and tears that I just put in.
Yes, because like I said, barring my exception that I wasn't out there practicing all the time, I did hit the gym and I was being consistent. I was trying to get in there and make sure I was ready. But for those like kids that are putting in work, the parents that are putting in work for them to get ready, like those days and those hours and the time spent with your peers and practicing, those things matter to walk away with nothing. Like if I was I don't think third place got anything. So, which in our bracket was different. There was 2 third places. So I understand that. But even second place, like I'm not like talking down on them, but they only got a bag. To me, that's not a fulfilling.
Gave him a shirt that said second place.
At least, like, I would have liked a shirt better than even the little canister that I got. Like,
because I feel like the shirt would be cheap. Like, it can't be that much.
not when you buy in bulk. We all know that. And especially nowadays with, like, the Cree cut stuff, like, you can go buy one of those and print out a bunch of shirts fairly cheap. And, I mean, you only had... If I can kind of think, you had probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 10 brackets, maybe more. Let's just say 10. If you did 10 brackets, each team has 7 people. That's 70 people. And then you do 70 times 10 fields, so you get what, like 700 shirts? That's 700 shirts. You should be able to knock that out if I'm doing the math right. Because 7 times 10, and then you need, yeah, right? No, yeah, because it's, oh no, I'm doing it wrong. It's 210 because it's 7 times 10. Those are your champions. So that's 70 players that are champs. And then you have your second and thirds, which is another 140, so 210 shirts. Yeah. I think that's doable.
I was like, yeah, that's a lot of shirts. 700 was a lot at first.
But they did the Glory Days shirt. See, I would have rather had reverse where they gave us the Glory shirts. I would have rather got the bag with the water jug, the little canister that just said Glory Days, and gave me a championship shirt. Because I can rock the championship shirt at the gym, at school, at work, wherever, where I'm not carrying that water bottle everywhere. Like right now I have it propped on my desk at work, but I'm going to bring it down eventually. Like by the end of the week, it's going to be off the shelves, probably in my closet. Yeah. Like it's not a display. So that's somewhere where they could improve. And I also think in order to get better teams to come in for like top men's and high schools and stuff, there's got to be some rewards. Like for me, if I have a high school team, this is where I would get kind of creative. Top men's, it has to be money. Money's gonna draw your attention for the big time ballers. Like you can get Texas teams, you might even get Arizona teams. Who knows? But whatever, money is where it's at. Even if you start small, like $5,000, but split it between the 3 teams. So like maybe 25, 15, and 1,000 or whatever. However you split it up 3 ways, but the winners get the majority, right? But anyways, as long as you have money there, you're gonna get a lot of teams. And then for high schoolers, like think about high schoolers. What could high schoolers use if they're playing football? Oh, well, there's cleats. Imagine custom cleats. Like they can't be too expensive for a 6 pair. Now you just get the champions like 6 pairs of cleats. Now maybe that's hard because you don't know the shoe sizes, so maybe not. But there's other ways you can get like Glory Days gloves.
Flags. That's like
Flags.
Like Glory Day Champ 2023.
Yes, like
they're already playing hockey, or they're already playing flag football, right? I mean,
but that's what I'm saying is like some way that they can go back to like to help them because they're playing sports in high school still.
And you can't do a hike it, dude. You can't do the trophy.
You can't do footballs.
Trophy and ball. I guess you could. I mean, it'd just be lame. You got to kind of go to a different route.
Yes, you have to go.
If you do that, everybody's like, well, why don't you just change the name?
Like, to me, another thing that I was kind of wondering, and maybe someone can enlighten me in the comment section, why didn't they go back to Hike It? Like, was that somebody's trade?
I think it's a trademark name.
I guess. Like, I'm not saying Glory Days isn't good, but at the same time, I'm like, well, you could have just stuck with Hike It. If they, I don't know who they talked to and if they said no or whatever. But to me, I would have been like, yo, like, what do we got to do to buy this off you? How bad do you want it? Because when that name comes out, everybody kind of is like, okay, Hike It.
Or at least, I like the fling it. That's cool, too. It's not bad.
It's not bad. I don't know. Maybe they didn't come up with a better logo. I mean, I didn't care for, like, the football's just generic. It's like, that's a generic logo. Glory Days, like, I don't know what could be, like, to me, I wouldn't have went with the green either. You're on Memorial Day. That's the Memorial Weekend. That's red, white, and blue. Perfect time. Now, if you're implementing the aliens, you should have went with something along those lines, if that's where the green's coming from. But I also seen a post where they said just today, if your town or city's looking for a Glory Days 4-on-4 flag football tournament, hit us up or whatever. So I don't think it's even a Roswell establishment. I think these guys that are running it are trying to venture into like a nationwide thing.
They're kind of like us and Jonas Bros when we were trying to be the filmmakers. We were trying to jump in their lane.
Yeah, which it's more than possible. But like I said, you got to get creative with it. You got to bend the rules, break the rules, make new rules. Like, you cannot try to emulate what was already once done. Because if you go that route, it might catch traction, but the likelihood is like, well, you're just doing what they did. And I think that was the effect this year was there was just not enough competition. There was a lot of locals, obviously.
Yeah.
But you want out-of-towners. You want like that team from Cruces, shout you guys out, Top Flight. They were from here. They were from Cruces. So it's like cool to see that. But you want better teams. You want more teams.
Yeah, because then you get like the Lubbocks, the Midlands, the Odessa teams where those guys are like elite teams. Dallas.
Yeah. If they had come down, I'm not so sure we would have won. Either we would have won, but it would have been way closer, or we would have lost.
They have to link with somebody that has good promotion. I don't know if their promotion was good enough on a level where it like pushed it out more. Like, you know, I know who like runs it, Brendan and the other guy, I don't know his name.
David.
Yeah, the other dude that runs the fucking league. But those two, I'm not trying to throw shade, but yeah, I need to find somebody that's in the social media space that knows how to run a promotion.
I also thought, why'd you keep the same weekend? Is that just convenient because of the timing?
And you get the 3-day weekend pretty much, so people can recover.
Like, I thought, why didn't you? I know there may not be very many fans, and I don't know why you couldn't change it. If it's your league, you have the right to do as you please.
4th of July weekend. probably.
Yes, for Alien Festival.
Yeah.
Imagine saying like, "Hey guys," and then okay, this is just me throwing ideas. If you guys like, you're gonna have to pay me if you want more ideas. But it's
yeah, I
just
got
me.
ideas too.
This is just me. Like, you have 4th of July weekend. You have the tournament. 4th of July is not always gonna land on the weekend, but you have the week of the Alien Festival. I think at the same time. Well, if you have that, and then you throw like an additional firework display during the flag football, and then you do like further events, like let's say you had like a mini concert. I know like Fabian and them have that their Mexican music and stuff, like Freddie's dad and shit. Why couldn't they just do, they get paid, y'all get paid. Maybe you pay like a small $5 entry fee, and it's not like you're going to make money, but you're producing entertainment, not just for flag football people.
Because like I look at it this way after you said that, people don't go to like the state fair in Roswell for the fucking rides. They go for the food.
Right.
Some people literally go for the concert. Like
Yes, they go to the concert. They go for the food.
You could get people that don't even give a damn about the football
Yes.
to show up, and you're looking around like, God bless, this is packed. Bro.
And see, and that was another thing that I had noticed was there wasn't very many vendors.
Oh, that's the easy. I think that would be the easy part. Food. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 9, 10 food trucks. Pretty.
I think there's more than that. I can name 10 off the top of my head, and then there's probably some that people would say, well, you don't remember them? I'm like, yeah, I forgot. My bad.
Yeah.
Like, we did so many, and I know some have fell off since then, but I know there's more than enough.
Walk up like, yo, we're having this event.
And it's not even that. Like, let's be honest, Black Betty doesn't have a food truck really anymore. They have their establishment, but they have a truck. So if they were really involved, they would have been out there. That's what I'm saying. There's too much room for improvement. So if you fail, I would have to blame the people for not pushing harder.
That's what I'm saying. The promotion wasn't there, I feel like.
And again, I said this out there, and I'm not saying that you guys are doing a bad job. I'm saying if it doesn't improve within the first 5 years, which means you have 3 more years, at least to me, to improve. It's got to grow in the sense of more teams, more traction.
Yeah, because then at that point, you're going to have probably the same teams winning, and you're going to be like, oh, this is getting repetitive.
Yeah, like if we went out there next year again, hypothetically, calm down. But if we went out there again and it's somewhat the same teams, we win again.
Yeah.
They're going to be like, well, this team if they're either going to tell us to separate or it's just going to end up getting repetitive.
Yeah, y'all will be like, oh, we're going to separate because we're just kicking everybody's out.
Yeah, we're just going to make our own teams because, well, this is just not fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally...
If it don't improve, that's how...
Like, we were even joking a little bit, was like, not throwing shade at any team personally, but we were kind of joking when I think Andrea had already gotten hurt and Elias was, like, borderline concussed. We were like, dang, this is the only way we get competition is being short-handed. Like, we don't have any players. Like, this is the only way someone else has a chance to win. And it's funny, but at the end of the day, it was... not necessarily true, but it was somewhat true because it was like, we need more. We need more competition. And I'm not saying the guys out there aren't good, but wouldn't we want to be stacked up against teams that were like...
that could act, like, not actually, but like that has that championship...
Like let's just take it for instance, like the Anayas. Say a team from Amarillo comes down and they beat them, like Anayas beat the Amarillo team. Now we're looking at Anayas like, okay, maybe they're the real deal. You know what I mean? Like, we're like, hey... they just knocked off so-and-so from Amarillo, and, we know they're legit, so we can't fool around against them.
Yeah.
Like, but when we're out there, it's just like, we see these teams playing each other, and we're like, we're going to probably get through that one easily.
Yeah, I feel like next year's probably going to be able to be the same, but they have, like, if you're going to do it, you have to get good, like, prizes, and if you do, that's what people are like, oh, damn, they won that? Like, we could get that when we win?
Like, I would even be down to help them in the promotion part and even, like, in the like, commentaries part. I would love to commentate on the main field. Like, on the main co-ed and the main top men's. Because, like, that, I think his name is David. He was doing it, but I think he was just so busy doing everything and trying to promote. You can't do everything by yourself. So I'd be down. I might not even charge. I'd probably ask for a meal, like in the middle of the day, like give me a free meal.
Yeah,
but then I know
club, so.
I know enough of the food vendors that I probably could put together a meal for free anyways.
Yeah,
So
especially if my homies are there.
yeah, like
With the
I
corn,
just.
my homies with the corn, man, they
But see, that's what I'm saying. Nobody was out there. Like there was not enough. Like Bahama Bucks and Domino's were your two insides, and then you had a few outsides.
At least you had two big names. That's good. Domino's and Bahamas.
Yeah, but like it's like that's expected, you know. I want those guys like Guadalajara. I want Backdraft. I want like
Island noodles.
I want.
I can hook you up with island noodles. Y'all need me to.
But that's what I'm saying is there's so much room there that. Again, I give you guys another 3 years. It's still early. It's the first 2 years.
Yeah.
You guys are doing really well, but these are places that you can improve. Like I said, preferably I would have rather had a shirt. I know the shirt probably even costs less than the custom, thermal. I mean, it's because I could rock that like anywhere. I go to the gym and rock that, and they'll be like, "Dang, where'd you get that shirt?" I'm like, "I won the championship, boy." Like, yeah, I'm gonna take the water bottle, but I drink a gallon, so I don't like. That's why I have a gallon, so I don't have to keep filling up my water bottle.
Yep.
I'd have to fill that up probably like 6-7 times a day, and I'm not trying to do that.
That sounds better.
Yeah, like I'm just want to fill it up once in the morning, take off, and my day will be done, and. That's it. So I went way longer. I didn't expect to. I guess it's just one of those things that you kind of can talk about, and it's interesting, Like it was fun. I had a great time. Loved playing with the homies. That's the only way I would have gone out. But man, it was tough and it wasn't tough.
I'm in training right now to join a co-ed team next year, so.
I mean, co-ed would be a lot better than top men's. Top men's is just so stressful.
I have to start hitting the gym. I'm going to have to lose I'm at 205, so I'm trying to look at 170, 175,
30 pounds. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I love the game. I really do. I'm so passionate. I hated not playing. I'll say that. Like it felt a little weird last year. Not horrible. Like I didn't thirst for it, but I was like, man, I could go out there and beat all these motherfuckers right now. Like there wasn't a team last year that I thought could beat us. And then it's funny because I would be sitting there on the sideline and I always scout. Like you just see teams playing. And I was just like, no offense to any team, but there wasn't a team that I thought the only way I thought we would lose is if we lost it. Like we lost the game, not because they beat us. And that's just because honestly, I thought Zeke and them were going to be the team we were going to play. And then they messed up and lost. They lost the game. But yeah,
I like Zeke.
They got potential. Maybe you guys are the next guys. I don't know. You guys gotta get it. You gotta take it. It's not gonna be given to you. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be fun at times. You're gonna suck at times because for the first 3 days, I was flawless. Couldn't miss pass. Everything. Everyone was scoring. Everyone's partying, having a freaking time of their life. First game on the second day, though, I had 2 picks kind of early. We never were trailing, but we did. We never were losing at one point of the game. Oh, no, I lie. We were losing the first day because we played Dollar and their cop team, and they scored the first play. And they went up 6-0. That was the only time we dropped, but then we went 31-6 or 31-0 after that.
Yeah, that
but yeah, it's not gonna be easy, man. That's one thing that you learn is it's a grind all the way to the end.
Dollar, stick to chasing criminals, not championships.
Yeah, I mean they're not easy to come by. I don't think he played though with them. Because I think the Anayas had Kelly, Desmond, David, and I don't know who if they had a fourth guy. And then they had like Erica. I don't remember all their girls. I think they won the co-ed championship. I think so. I don't know for sure, but shout out everybody that I seen that supported us.
Shout out to the lit.
Yeah, like everybody, man, I appreciate it. Like you have no idea. This one was very special. But that was definitely it for me. I'm officially done. I'm done. I'm going to do something else. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to do this. This is fun. I like talking.
I know. I was talking about that today at work. People were like, "You talk a lot." I was like, "Y'all don't really talk a lot." No, really. Like,
I don't know. You could talk a lot. But I talk a lot too.
I talk a lot. But
It's just there's too much to talk about.
yeah, you can just talk about anything.
Yeah, like you can. There's so much stuff. I was honestly thinking we should do like some reactions, not reacting, but like kind of reacting, but more discussing the situations because there's all kinds of stuff coming out. Because there was this, so as I'm sure everybody, because you guys are freaking haters, but there's that girl that, or not girl, she's a woman that was somewhat affiliated with the high schooler in Roswell recently. You didn't see that?
No.
Yeah, she's a white girl. Nah, she definitely looked retarded, but whatever. And well, clearly, if you're talking to a little kid,
Yeah, you had to be mental.
yeah, like you cannot be right in the head. But anyways, well, then there was another girl, another woman teacher somewhere else. I don't remember. I think it was California.
Yeah, there was like 8 in like 3 fucking weeks.
Yeah,
like
so
8.
there was that one in California
What was it,
too.
Roswell?
Yeah, one was in Roswell. And
You
so
nasty bitch.
they were talking like shout out the Hodge twins. I watched them a lot.
fucking
Like
funny,
they figured it out where they put like smaller segments, and I just think they're so hilarious the shit that they say. But yeah, so they were talking about it and whatever, and they're like, man, if like, why couldn't that happen to me? And they're like, but we don't.
I was thinking about that too.
But like, they're like, we don't condone like pedophilia. That's just nasty. And then, but it was just so funny, and I'm just like,
Yeah, those fuckers. If y'all don't haven't watched those fuckers, I recommend. I watch them on TikTok, and those fuckers are.
yeah, I watch them on YouTube. Their videos aren't long. They're about 8 minutes. So some will get up to like 15, or even small as like 4 or 5 minutes, so about 15 maybe. But they're so funny because it's like the context that they, like the way their skit is, it's hilarious. And then it's just like, it goes in and I don't know. It's just hilarious. But anyway, so yeah, I was just thinking about that. It was like, there's nothing else I had to say. It was just that part. Like, I want to do stuff like that. Because they get the TikToks and they put them, like, they'll show the viewers the video.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of, like, commentate over what it is.
Yeah, I seen one where it was talking about black people. Once they learn their rights, they take a fucking advantage. They show a video of the cops all leaning on his fence. He goes, "Get the fuck off my fence, bitch!" And he goes, "You don't even have to see his fucking face. You already know he's black." I was like, "This motherfucker for real."
Yeah, no, they talk about everything. They talked about, like, the Bud Light transgender thing where they put that stuff on the can, and then I don't know if it was, like, the CEO. I think it was the CEO came out and was like, oh, it was this person's fault or whatever, like their designer or whatever, and then they're, like, placing blame. And there's this big dude, like, he's super popular on CNN or something like that, and he came out and he's like, I talked to my CEOs that I know, like, he's so high up and whatever. He's like, and they all told me that he should just, he didn't say he, I don't know if the person for Bud Light's he or she, but nonetheless, he was saying, like, they should just own up, like, just admit you messed up, because I guess their sales have been going down and all this other stuff, and then they were just like, they're done.
Yeah.
They're like, unless somebody else messes up, you're done, because you're going to need Coors Light or somebody else to mess up like you in order to kind of come back. But I don't know. Maybe Bud Light's just hard like that and they stick around. I don't know.
I don't know. I seen Clayton Kershaw was upset with the Dodgers about
Why?
next month or this month coming
Why?
because they're gonna promote LGBTQ plus on their jerseys or something like that. He was a little upset.
I don't know. I mean, everyone has their opinions. We were talking about this the other day. Like, just because you have your opinion, and it may be a strong opinion amongst the communities you're involved with or the nation or whatever the case may be, it does not necessarily mean that your opinion is either correct or wrong. It's simply opinionated, meaning it's what you believe in, and it does not necessarily have to apply to others' opinions or what their beliefs are.
Yeah, you can't push your agenda on me and expect me to be like, okay, fuck my agenda. Let's just run with yours. Like, it's
Well, it's like this is a simple like way of putting it. Just like back, I wouldn't even say that long ago, but let's just say a decade ago or so, people were not fond of like Jews or Jehovah's, however you see them, coming and knocking at your door, trying to preach the word or convert you over to being a Jehovah Witness. And even then, even if they were not Jews or Jehovah's, let's just say me, if I were to like Bible thump you with verse after verse and just trying to convert you to believe into God, that's frowned upon. So why is it that this is another one of those ways of trying to convert people? Like, oh no, this is it. You have to believe in this. Like, if you don't believe in this, you're wrong. And I'm like, whoa, wait, hold up though. Like, just because you believe in that, that's cool. Like, I'm not here to judge you and say that you're this or that or another. I'm just saying, don't try to stuff my face with whatever you're being stuffed with. Like, I'm chilling. I'm cool with whatever you got going on, however you see it. I wish, how can I put this? I wish an individual, a part of that community, would come out and speak on behalf of that. That would come out that, like, who's popular? Who's that one?
I think what's his name says. Oh, I don't know if it's he identifies as a he. I don't give a fuck. He's a he. Star. What's his name?
Jeffree Star?
Yeah, he said he came out. He goes, "Can everybody stop fucking pushing shit down people's?"
But see, I wish he would come out a little bit stronger because I've not heard him, and that's what I was saying. If it was Jeffree Star or Caitlyn Jenner or whoever to come
with the makeup, that's Jeffree Star.
Yeah, but yeah. So what I'm saying is, like, why don't you come out and just say, like, yo, we don't have to press this on everybody and children and adults and, you know, generations and generations. Like, you can believe whatever you want to believe. And you can be convinced and 100% for that. Yeah. But it does not necessarily mean you have to convince the rest of us that whatever you believe in.
Yeah, because a teacher resigned because he was upset that they're making him call kids they and them and it's and stuff because they don't identify as boy and girl. But he's like, y'all took the Bible out of public school. He's like, why would you do that? But forced me to do this. So he resigned. I thought, that's fucking crazy.
Well, yeah, sometimes you have to not necessarily stand up for what you believe, but you do have to draw the line somewhere. Like, you can't just, that's what I'm saying is, it's almost like I am not a fan. And everybody that has kids, if you are a fan of this, by all means, be a fan of it. To me, if I had kids, personally, I'd be teaching my kids differently. And that's just me personally. I don't have kids. I know you don't know how I would go about it, but I know I would because this is how I was raised. And I'll be honest and being frank, I feel like I'm one of the most intelligent, most thoughtful, most whatever people you'll ever meet. I am not a fan of students that are, whether they're young or older, all winning awards all the time. Like, why would my child win something that he wasn't deserving of? Yeah. What is that showing them?
You gotta teach everybody. I would teach my kid, everybody's a loser until you fucking prove yourself you're a winner.
Yes.
Because if you think you're a winner just straight off, because you think you're God's gift to whatever you're doing.
Because everybody thinks that their kid is the best looking. They're the smartest. They're the most athletic. They're this, they're that. And hey, maybe one of them are. But let's be complete. And I'm being completely subjective to the people that I know that have kids that treat their kids that way. Yeah. It's like, well, who else am I supposed to frame my opinion on? Well, I'm being honest. Like I said, I'm not saying your kid's ugly, but they're not, they're not gonna make it to on GQ one day. They're just not. I'm sorry, your kid's not that good looking.
No, that's a 1%.
Your kid that you think is the next LeBron James or Steph Curry. Let's just put it that way, since he's not big and strong and stuff. Say Steph Curry. Most likely he's not.
No, he's not.
You
Even
know,
fucking campaign.
I know you think that one of your kids is, Bill Gates. That's pretty far up there. That's up the ladder. Yep. He's not Bill Gates. And I'm not saying
many inventors in the world.
And that's not saying that they can't be something special. That I'm not saying I would sit here and tell my kid, well, you're not that smart. You're not that good looking. You're not this. But I'm also not going to feed them lies and have them mispercept life. Oh, well, my mom and dad say I'm smarter than everybody, and yet they're average. That doesn't mean they're dumb. It just means, hey, man, you're going to have to go to maybe a community college for a couple years and then maybe get accepted into a university. Or maybe you're not going to be able to play college ball, but you could play at a junior college. Yep. Or maybe you're not going to be a supermodel, but maybe you can do this. I don't know. But but that's what I'm saying is, like, to me, it's just one of those things that I don't know why we feed everybody. It's not even just children themselves, but there's a just a manifest of misconception of what's real and what's not real. And that's, to me, again, like, I could go in on what I believe, and I mean, I'm not afraid to say what I believe because I know what it is. Like, I know how it is. Now, I don't have to sit here and say that so you guys can scrutinize me or whatever, but you guys just, I feel like if there was just one person out there that could just step up and say, yo, guys, it's cool.
What do you gay motherfucker step up? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, whatever. Like, I don't care who it is. Like, like I said, I just wish it would be one of these people that would say, hey, it happens, like, you don't have to convince everybody. I think the only convincing that you got to do is with yourself. Yeah. Like, be comfortable in your own skin. Don't sit here and try to.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, people were gay and no one gave a fuck. They didn't even really know you were gay. They were just like, oh, you're gay. Like, we knew that. Like, fuck it. And now everybody's like, fucking.
Coming out all the time.
And, like, you got to make sure you call me whatever their fucking shit they want to be called. I'm like, bro, I'm just going to call you by your fucking name. Why do I got to call you them and thee and this, that?
Yeah, I'm not too sure why all the
pronouns?
Yeah, like, what's going on there, but
that's weird.
It is what it is. It doesn't bother me none. It just doesn't make sense because to me, not having kids, this would be a hard time raising kids.
It'd be weird.
Because
he's going to have a friend that be like, yo, maybe it's a girl, but like, hey, would she want something? Oh, she don't identify as a girl.
But, like, how would they know that?
Oh, what the fuck
like, who's teaching them that?
I don't know.
That's the thing is it's got to come from somewhere. It's just like anything else.
They do watch TikToks?
Yeah, probably. Because everything's online now, and it's at your disposal right here in your hand. Yeah. It's like every kid that I know from like 5 years old has a phone, maybe even younger.
And if you're watching this, kids, remember to like and subscribe.
But I'm just saying, like, you don't have to believe everything everybody says. Like, you just don't have to. And I guess that would be my message is feel however you want and believe whatever you want. But my biggest pitch would be you. Don't be a follower. Don't try to fit into the crowd. Don't pretend that you're something that you're not. Just be you, whatever that may be, and I guarantee you'll be happier. You'll make the right friends. It doesn't necessarily amount to how many friends. It's just about having the right ones next to you, and I guarantee you whoever you need or want to accept you will accept you, and it doesn't mean you have to follow the crowd of everybody else. Yeah. Like, that's just, like, I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what Clayton Kershaw does during that month. Like, is he going to sit or is he going to protest in some sort? And I'm sure he's not the only one that feels a certain way.
Oh, no. He's probably the only one that said something.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. For me, I'm somewhat on the same fence. Like, it doesn't affect me none. like personally, it doesn't bother me, and I know that would probably be your argument. It's like, well, if it doesn't affect you, why do you care? It's not that I care. I just don't understand why you care so much.
Yeah, like why do you care if two straight men are following y'all's rules? Like,
Yeah, like I don't have to say yay or nay to what you do. Like I don't care what you like or don't like, or I just don't get why you have to force feed everybody else. Why do we all have to see what it is you're doing? Oh, and there was that other thing was like there was a video that they did of this one transgender man to female. I don't know, whatever you guys call yourselves. But she had gotten like her penis removed and made like a vagina, and that
out of the penis?
no, she just had a vagina or whatever. And then and so, but she said it was hard. Like she had to do whatever to keep it
That's a weird way of
like,
saying that.
like she had to keep doing whatever for like a year. Like the surgery takes so long and stuff
Well, I
or
would
whatever.
assume like to make a penis to a vagina.
Pretty much, yeah. So,
that's weird.
but then she said that like things are all messed up or whatever, and I'm like, she's all crying and they're all making fun of her because she's like, well, no one told you had to do that. Like they would have accepted you as a woman with the penis. I'm like, you're exactly right. If you're a guy that wants to be a woman, you could be a woman with the penis. Or if you're a woman that wants to be a guy, you could be a guy with the vagina. Like it's easier to just like if you're a guy that wants to be a girl, just get in the ass because you're just gonna end up fucking guys,
Yeah, that's true.
and they're not gonna want to like have sex with you in your fake vagina. They're gonna just say because that guy is gay.
Yeah.
Essentially, that guy is gay, and he's just gonna want to give it. And look at it this way: you'll have an extra piece or tool. It'll be like a surprise.
A little lady man.
Yeah, like, and then women, if you're so like wanting a penis, just go buy a strap on.
Yeah.
It's way less expensive, and you don't have to go through. You don't have to go through anything. Like it's way just better.
Now thinking about it, y'all fucking are sick.
I don't know if they're sick. I don't think that's the way of putting it. They're just. I think that they're very misled. Like someone's feeding them these things, and they're just like, "Yeah, that's great."
Dr. Miami, give me a
Yeah, like, come on. And these doctors, like that girl, like, I don't remember who she was or whatever, but, like, she's probably being conned because it's like the doctor, doctors like to have surgery, they get most money.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to mess this vagina up. And then there you come back.
Like, how do you choose which one you want? Like, is there like a catalog? Like, it's a tattoo shop. You're just going through the catalog.
No, I think they just make do with what they have.
Oh, okay.
What was more, like, my curiosity sparked on how does she pee?
Out of her fake vagina.
But is that possible? Like, can you just remove the penis and still establish a pee hole?
I don't know.
I think that would be the number one concern. Because then how do you pee? Out of your ass?
You peeing out your ass, bro? Are you peeing out your fucking ass?
I don't know. I'm just curious. Like, how...
No, I don't know.
Like, that to me, it
You
was...
have to rock a catheter? Is that what they're called?
Oh, maybe. Maybe for a while. I don't know. That's a good one, though. That's a good one. I don't know. Is someone out there that knows?
That's fucking weird.
I just...
I guess it is what it is. Don't bother me. So dang.
Like I said, it's not affecting my life whatsoever. It's just... It's one of those things. It's like, well...
Well, it's out there. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, like, I'm down to talk about whatever. So it's just one of those things that it's like, oh, well, yeah, this girl is sad and crying and all this stuff that it's hard or whatever. And I'm like, I don't get it. You're the one that, like, self-inflicted this wound.
Yeah, it could have been.
You could have just been a chick with a penis.
And it would have still been hard.
And you could have been fine. No one would have even known.
Yeah, no one would have gave a fuck neither.
Yeah, like I said,
People
no
you
one
were
would
attracted
care.
to would have been the same people that are attracted to you now. Like,
Yes, because let's be honest. These people that are attracted to you got to be freaks.
yeah.
Like, freaks.
And if I find out you're a fucking lady, man, I'll be pissed.
Well, they disguise so well now.
Yeah, they look like, man. I mean,
Some of them.
they look like,
Some look like women, and some look like... Obviously, there's some distinctions, but it's like...
I usually have to look up at the ceiling. Not just kidding.
That'd be funny. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, we can change the topic now. What's a sports topic that's hot?
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat, they did me a favor.
They did, yeah. Now I don't have to watch the games, but I'm gonna watch the games because
I'm not going to watch any of it. I'm going to play Fortnite because I'm on Fortnite ranked, and that's all I care about right now.
me too.
Like, I don't care who wins the finals. This would probably be the least viewed finals in a long time. Probably since Milwaukee and the Suns. I didn't really watch that one.
wasn't that good, yeah.
It's just because when there's not a team, like Miami, I guess, is pretty popping.
Miami's popping.
Yeah, so maybe there's going to be some views.
Miami's like real popping.
But when it was Milwaukee versus Suns, like, I know no one.
Maybe last year was pretty good because the Warriors.
Well, the Warriors have become
Everybody-
popular.
yeah, everybody-
And then who do they play? Boston? Yeah, that's a team.
Yeah, they
So,
yeah.
but without a big team in there, I guess Miami's sort of
I
big.
was gonna say there's only a few big teams: Celtics, Lakers, Warriors, Miami, Spurs.
I feel like there's a lot of teams.
I guess Knicks. They
Both
didn't-
Knicks and Nets.
Neither one of them ever make it though.
The Bulls.
They haven't made it since.
Miami, like you said. LA. The Clippers. Well, they never make it either. But if they did, they're still LA. And then you got Warriors. You got Boston. I'm trying to think of all the basketball teams. I guess that's about it right there. That's like 10 teams, though.
That's a lot, but it's like there's only 2 teams.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, I don't think anyone cares about Denver.
I hate it. I don't really. I didn't think they were good. I thought we were gonna roll over them. But that should work this year. 30 down.
Okay, so with that being said, I'm assuming you're going with Miami.
Well, yeah.
And how many games?
Gentlemen sweep.
It's 5.
I think they lose game 1 from being tired. And
They
then
get 2 days off, didn't they?
Yeah, then they're gonna win 4 straight.
Ugh. I'm going to say, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to go with the favorite, but to me, I think it's an underdog. I think they're a 350 favorite right now, Denver. They're like the 3rd highest in a long time or
I
whatever.
think they're gonna win, but I want Denver or the Miami Heat to win. I think.
I don't care.
Me neither.
This is like a fight where it's like 2 guys that are pretty sick, but I don't care who wins. I just want a good fight. I hope it goes 7 because then I'll watch game 7.
that'd be
But if it doesn't go game 7, I don't think I'll watch a game. I might throw it on while I'm playing Fortnite, but I'm not going to like invest my evenings into watching the games. Just because I don't really care. I personally, I would rather Denver win. Just because Denver is never going to win again, probably. Unless it's with Jokic and them. Miami wins a lot. They've been to like, how many did they say? 7 or 8 championships in like 13 years or some shit. Like, that's a lot of times.
Pat Riley's had 25% of the fucking. He's been in the finals 25% of the time.
All the time because of a
Player,
coach and
GM. Dog.
that's what's up.
That's probably the best percentage. I'm assuming, other than probably Bill Russell, maybe.
Well, no, because he only went to 11. This motherfuckers went to like 25.
Yeah.
I don't know how many finals there's been, but I'm assuming there's a lot.
Yeah, he's been to 25% of them. So yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, I just rather Denver because it doesn't really bother me. I guess Miami don't bother me neither, but I do know a lot of Miami fans, and I just don't want to hear them.
I know a few Miami.
Like, I'm just like, I don't care about you
I
guys.
don't know any Denver fan.
I have nobody that I know.
I don't know.
Because who likes Denver? Who played for Denver other than Carmelo Anthony?
Dikembe.
No one knows who that is.
I saw. Oh yeah.
Marcus Camby.
Yeah.
AI whenever he like was on his back end leg.
Chauncey Billups for like a season.
I'm trying to think of who else.
Wilson Chandler, J.R. Smith.
But those are nobodies.
Danilo Gallinari.
Nobodies. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's nobody who I know likes Denver.
Probably not even Denver people.
So I'd be cool with Denver winning it.
Fuck Denver.
But we'll see what happens. And then Florida Panthers are in the final Stanley Cup.
You see, I seen this stat. Well, I don't know if it's a stat. I guess it is. When the Broncos won their Super Bowl,
Okay.
they played in Miami. They played Super Bowl in Miami.
Okay.
When Colorado Buffaloes won the national championship, they played Miami. And
So Colorado's won a title before?
and the Avalanche, when they won, they played Miami. Yeah, back in like the 60s or 70s.
But Colorado just won last year.
But I'm saying, like when they won their first championship was there.
Oh, so Denver's never won a championship? Nuggets?
Nuggets never won one. No.
So they're going to win? Oh, there you go, guys.
Yeah, it's like every time.
So every time one of the Denver teams have been to the finals, they won it against a Miami team. Or Florida team.
Like in Miami.
So
the Denver Broncos won a Super Bowl in Miami. Avalanche played Miami. Colorado played
who's Miami?
what do you call it? The fucking Sabres.
They're not Miami. They're
Or the Panthers, aren't they?
no, that's Florida Panthers.
Yeah, that's who they played. Well, I guess it's Florida. But I think they play in Miami.
Is it Florida Panthers? Because the Sabres are not.
Yeah, it's the Panthers.
Okay.
Because the Heat and Panther are both South Miami.
Okay.
Or South
And then okay.
So now that the Denver could win it.
And the
in
Broncos
either game
played
4 or game
in
6.
Miami during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, huh? Fucking weird.
It's all scripted.
So stupid, huh?
It's all scripted. I don't know. Like I said, when it comes to the finals, I really don't care. I hope it's a great series. That way I can watch Game 7. But if it's not, then, again, I don't really care. Because I don't think either one of those teams are, like, greatness. You know what I mean? Like, I hedge that. Like, when I watched the Super Bowl, it was because I know Patrick Mahomes is, like, almost like a LeBron James. Like, you ought to watch him while he's in his prime because, like, LeBron, yeah, he's on the Lakers, but if he wasn't, I'd probably still watch some of his games, like, right now because he's not going to be there for much longer.
Yeah, it was like Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, I watched him because it was like, I'm a fan of, like, his greatness. Not necessarily him himself, but just how freaking awesome he is to watch. He's just the best. Yeah. So it's like you have to learn to just soak in the greatness and not necessarily get too invested into the teams. Right now, Jokic is sick, but I don't necessarily think he's ever going to be the face of the league.
Yeah, because we thought Giannis is sick. He hasn't got back yet.
No, he hasn't, but, like, Giannis is, like, the top right now.
Yeah,
unless Jokic, unless Luka or Embiid or, like, one of them. But,
Foreign player who does name.
yeah, like, well, that's what it is. I mean, even
It's
Mbappe or whatever. That was done, so. But that's what I'm saying. Like, when you see those players, it's like, yeah. But when it comes to this championship, I'm like, am I ever going to sit here and say Butler was one of the best? Nah. Like, he's playoff best.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 conference finals in the last 4 years, 2 finals appearance, potentially a championship right now. It's probably one of the hardest championships if he wins it. Beats the Bucks. I guess the Knicks wasn't that good, but then he beat the.
But that's not his fault because if the Bucks beat Miami and then they go beat the Knicks, we're thinking the same thing. Like, well, they only beat Miami and the Knicks.
Yeah. So
like the Knicks, it was either Knicks or Cleveland, so there was no way of getting a good matchup.
And then they beat the Celtics. Now they're gonna beat the number 1 seed in the Eastern
Conference. I would say this: they're literally the best any low seed ever. Like, no low. I don't know what the lowest seed has ever gone to the finals, but I'll say that they're
now.
Well, 8 now, but before, like, I bet you it was.
No one under. I think they said 4 or 3 in the conferences ever made the.
I think a 3 seed has to have gone.
3 or 4. That's like the lowest. The 2 lowest has ever made it.
Well, it can only be one lowest.
The lowest was what? I'm pretty sure it was like.
But either way, like, they're the greatest number 8 seed of all time. Butler is like what people thought. What's his name? Kawhi Leonard was gonna be. You know, he doesn't give you a whole lot during the season. Neither one of them. But when the playoffs came, they were supposed to be available and ready and give you, which Kawhi did it that 1 year in Toronto. But Jimmy's just shown like, hey, man, I'm not going to give you much. I'm going to give you like maybe 20 points a game, probably like 30 minutes or so a game in the regular season.
Houston Rockets, I guess. They were number 6 in 95 is won it.
So that's the lowest.
that ever won it.
So now there's an 8, and there can never be lower than an 8.
Yeah, they're the first.
And technically, they were the 7 seed, so they're really not an 8 seed. But I mean, I guess that's neither here or there.
You see that story about Jimmy Butler with the tennis player? He texted her before their play-in game. Was like, "Yo, you want some tickets to the game?" I guess they're good friends or they're dating or whatever it is. And she goes, "Yeah, I'll take it, whatever." And I guess he texted her. The next text was like, "Oh, also, would you like some tickets to the NBA Finals when we make it there?" And she's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "Unfortunately, I guess she has tournaments in France." And so he goes, "It's cool. I'll send some just for your family or whatever." And she's like, "That mentality really made me love Jimmy Butler." And he fucking
He's probably the most. Like I said, he's probably one of the best playoff players there are. Like, I don't know who else you could say. Like, Kobe was on that level. LeBron, yeah, you can't deny him. He went to like 10 in a row.
That fool's fucking but Jimmy Butler has this weird like early 2000s 90s mentality where it's like
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna go and do it. It may not be pretty. I'm not gonna play good every night, but I guarantee you, I'm giving you 100%, and I guarantee you, I gave us the best chance to fucking win this game.
Yep.
And that's factual. It's just like he goes and shows it day in and day out. When he's out there on the court, he's probably the best player out there right now.
They might even get Tyler Hero back
For this tournament, or for this matchup?
Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy.
Well, I'll say this right now. I give Miami, like, not disrespectfully, but like a 40% chance.
It's fair. They're 8 seed.
Yeah, like,
They shouldn't have
I
been that
think
far.
they're good, but I think this is their biggest test, because I honestly think after what they did to us, they're a hard team to match up with. They got size, they got abilities, they got Jokic, the MVP, like you just have so many things. Like Murray could go off, Caldwell Pope could go off, that dude Brown can go off. You have Jokic, you have Porter that can shoot. Like, you're just very depthful, and so yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see who wins the finals as far as not watching it. So.
Well,
All right.
You can hear my boy Cavi wants to go outside. So.
I know, Cavi, why you ruining the video, fool?
You want
Yeah,
camera
you.
time on. He's like, I don't get no camera time this time.
Yeah, you, fool. Quit crying. All right, guys, I'm going to go play Fortnite, try to get my rank up. I'm Platinum 1, I think, still. But, all right, till next time with the Beard Bros, peace.